CFL, but man, oh man. Can't hear you.
Weather mic.
He's on the weather mic.
The Battleford's Municipal RCMP have arrested 5 suspects.
Battleford's RCMP did something.
Tonight, sightless artistry. Lloydminster's Bar Colony Heritage Cultural Centre displays works of art made without seeing. Plus, Old Man's finally here. The first significant snowfall of the year creates problems across the western provinces. And, going head-to-head, Prime Minister Harper seeks to settle some outstanding issues with Barack Obama at the latest APEC summit.
In sports, showing some firepower. Coming off a 13-6 win last night, the Border Kings were looking to pick up another W against the Innisfil Eagles.
This is Newcap News with Jacob Zaire.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Jack, the Border Kings really off to a flying start so far this year.
Yeah, they're having a good year and had a great game yesterday. Looking to build on that this afternoon. We have the highlights of that game coming up in sports.
Fantastic. We'll look forward to that. And as far as the weather goes, we got the snow that we were expecting overnight, but not expecting too much more after tonight. There'll be a little bit more later on in the week. Right now we're sitting at 0 though. Humidity at 92% and the winds out of the west at 26 kilometers an hour, bringing that wind chill down to -6. Normals for this time of year. -2 as your high and -11 as your low. Across the lakeland here, we're looking at 0 as well, just some light flurries in the lakeland. The Battleford's sitting at 2 degrees this hour. The Battleford's Municipal RCMP have arrested 5 suspects after a large drug bust inside a city residence. Police executed a search warrant at the residence located in the 1300 block of 109th Street in North Battleford today, where they obtained a substantial amount of cocaine and $3,000 in cash. Mounties say charges are pending against the suspects. The bust was a group effort including rural, municipal and provincial police, and the investigation is ongoing. Well, it's putting pencil to paper in a whole new way. The Bar Colony Heritage Cultural Centre is showcasing a blind contour exhibit. For those who are unfamiliar with the genre, Lauren Pullen explains how artists create their masterpiece without their primary sense, vision.
It may be a foreign concept to some, artists creating their work without ever looking at the canvas. It's called blind contour.
A very different concept, very contemporary.
It's all about hand-eye communication.
It focuses on contour drawing, which is, of course, drawing without looking at your paper. You're just drawing your subject without looking at your paper.
The touring exhibit is currently on display at the Bar Colony Centre with work from 2 Saskatchewan-based artists.
Sarah's art reflects her time with her dog in the last days of his life. So she would just sit and draw her dog as she slept. And Brandon watched Wayne Gretzky's last hockey game following the puck with his grease pencil on the paper without looking at his paper.
And though some are skeptics, Sarah says overall reception has been great.
Good. I think a lot of people don't understand the idea of not looking at your paper. It's a different, for sure, it's definitely a different concept. But so far I think it's been received well.
If you want to check out blind contour firsthand, the exhibit is open to the public until November 24th. Lauren Pullen, Newcap News.
Time to take our first look at sports, Jack. And we talked about the Border Kings a little bit off the top. They really are having a great year so far. It just started, but
so far so good though. Yeah, you're right. You know, you got to take the wins when they're there, and they're looking to pick up another one today. Well, yesterday the Lloydminster Border Kings thrashed the Innisfil Eagles 13-6. The teams were back at it this afternoon as the Kings were hoping for the same kind of firepower in their tilt today. Head to the second with the Eagles up 1-0. The puck takes a weird bounce off the boards. That's a gift for Ian McAllister. Game tied at 1. And that's the spark the Kings needed. Dallas Falshear, he's going to get the puck at the point, and his shot just finds the net here. The Kings would add another just minutes later to the third now. It's now 3-1 Border Kings. The power play, Travis Clayton, he finishes off this nifty play out front. Beauty, that's his second of the game. And it was that kind of day for the Eagles as the Border Kings add yet another here. Captain Aaron Foster finishes off a nice play. The Border Kings take both games from the weekend series, winning this one a walloping 7-2.
I thought the last game here we played a better third, and obviously we were disappointed with giving up 6 goals yesterday. We definitely didn't want to do that, and much happier with the performance today. But overall, there's things to work on.
Yeah, we knew they weren't. They're not an overly strong team. So as long as, like I say, we can take care of our defense, we can utilize our size up front. We got some bigger bodies now, and score a lot of goals against a team like that with overpowering them and just burying on our chances.
Shifting gears to Saturday night's Junior B hockey action, the Lloydminster Bandits were coming off a huge win against their first-place rival, the Cold Lake Ice. Bandits were looking to cap off their weekend with another win against the Wainwright Bisons. We'll jump to the second period with the Bandits already up 2-0. Tanner Hush feeds Kyle Stark here, who sneaks one 5-hole on Nolan Goodwin. 3-0 Bandits. More from the home team as the Bisons are having trouble here breaking out of their zone. Stark strips the puck, walks in. Nice backhander for his second of the game. 4-0 Bandits. This prompted a change in between the pipes, but it wouldn't help. Nathan Newman picks up the loose puck here, and he makes no mistake, buries it. This one getting ugly real quick. Tempers boiling over as a scuffle ensues here. Nothing major coming out of it, just a few face washes, but nonetheless, Bison's getting frustrated. They're trying to get something going here, but Clint Spencer flashes the leather, making it look easy as he was doing all game long. But the visitors would eventually get on the board, though. Brandon Musey snipes one right off the draw. 5-1 game. To the third, less than a minute in, Wainwright on the power play. Cody Foley lets a wrister go. Through a screen, Bison showing some life, down by 3. More from the orange and white. The puck takes a funny bounce to the stick of Jason McKinley, who rips one on net, and Quinn Costa, he jumps on the rebound. Just like that, Bisons, they're only down by 2. Wainwright they keep the pressure on it, but were denied time and time again by Bandits tender Clint Spencer. He turned away 47 shots as the Bandits win this one 5-3.
Well, I mean, you know what? We knew coming into training camp this year that we had 2 really good goaltenders, and last night Easy battled through her and made some timely saves, and tonight Clint stands on his head and gets us the win, and we knew going in that we had them, and can't say enough about it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely good. Definitely good to get on the score sheet, but it's not about that. It's about the team winning, and had a great 2 games.
Taking a look at last night's AJHL picture now, the Lloydminster Bobcats were set to battle the Fort McMurray Oil Barons for the second time in as many nights. On Friday, the Bobcats squeezed out a shootout win and were looking for a series sweep today. The teams were tied at 1-1 at the end of the first frame. Corey Chisholm picked up the goal for the Bobcats. That's his third of the year. Josh Atkinson would score early in the second for the Cats, but the Barons tied things up going into the third. And in the final frame, the Barons would add one more to win a close one, 3-2. Bonnyville Pontiacs were also in action last night against the last place St. Albert Steel. This one turned out to be a close one, though, as the Ponts squeezed out a 2-1 victory over the Steel. Moving to AAA midget hockey, the Baker Hughes Bobcats pulled out a big win last night against a really tough team from the south in the Calgary Flames. They had another matchup today from another tough squad from Cowtown as the Calgary North Stars were in the Border City. No score on this one quite yet. In Bantam, the Lloydminster Universal Heat traveled to Edmonton today to take on the Canadian Athletic Club. No update on that one quite yet as well. All right, on to some local women's hockey now, where the midget and Bantam teams had 2 games apiece this weekend. We'll start with the midget PWM Steelers. They got blanked by the Sherwood Park Fury 2-0 yesterday. And they were hoping to bounce back against Spruce Grove this afternoon. But it didn't really turn out that way. Spruce Grove handed them a 3-1 loss. And finally, we have the Ice Cats, who are down in Lethbridge for their doubleheader with the Hurricanes. They tied their first matchup yesterday, but today Not so much. They didn't quite get the revenge they were looking for, dropped their game 5-1 against the Hurricanes. That's all the time I have for sports. Stay tuned. There's more coming up in Newcap News.